Are you trying to trap rats and mice and you want them to hit your traps fast? We're going to go over the 3 best baits that you can use to attract these rodents to your traps. Well, let's jump in and talk about what makes a good bait to attract a rat or a mouse. And the answer is anything that is high calorie. You want anything that can fit on a nice bait tray and is extremely high in fat. A rodent has the mentality that they want to get as many calories as possible in the fastest amount of time. 1, it gives them a lot of energy. 2, if they can get more on one trip, it's a lot safer for them and they won't be attacked by a predator. So anything generally that has a very high fat content will have a very high caloric density, and that is what rats and mice are tuned to pick up on, and that's what will draw them in right away. Let's jump into some things that you may have at home that will work really well. The first bait that works very well, which is extremely common, are nut spreads. Things like peanut butter, almond butter, or any other nut spread work really well. Nuts generally have an extremely high fat content, so they are extremely calorically dense, and that will attract those rodents in. Another great thing about the spreads is that they're very easy to use. So you can pick up the proper amount, you get your bait tray to your trap, and you can fit it in there perfectly. Because it goes in there, you can position it very well so they can't steal it or get a little bit of it without setting off the trap. Due to the nature of it being a spread, you're also forcing the rodents to have to go in and feed off and lick so they can't pull and steal. So again, this works very well because you can position it perfectly for rats and mice to get. Now, the third kind of bait that works extremely well to trap rats and mice are what they're already feeding on. Usually people notice an infestation because food has been chewed through, whether it's dry stored food or they're licking oil on pans. And if you know what the rats and mice are already going for, take some of that and put it into the trap. It could be cereal, it could be chips, it could be cheese, it could be oil, it could be bacon, anything of that sort. They know that they like that, they're seeking it out, so when you put it there, they're a lot more likely to go and target that because they've already been feeding off of it. And the last thing before we wrap up is if you're the kind of person who really wants ease of use and wants to do something easily and is willing to spend a little bit of extra money, there's a lot of professional lures that are out there. Generally, they're a combination of nuts, other high caloric things, but they put it into a nice little formula that makes it really easy to use. You pop the end off. You can see here, you just use the little syringe and you put the paste right into that bait tray. Easy to use, lots of different attractants, and this is generally what we use because it's so fast and so effective. All right, let's go over what we talked about today. 1 is what makes a good bait is something that is extremely calorically dense. Generally, that is something that is very high in fat. 2, what bait works very well that you generally will have at home? Nut spreads like peanut butter, almond butter. Second thing that works well is cheese. High fat, high odor attracts them right in. The third thing is whatever they're already feeding on. So whatever products that the rats or mice are already damaging and going for, use that because they're used to it, they're comfortable, and they will seek that out. And the last thing we went over is using professional lures in easy to use containers for ease of use, consistency, and just being very strategic with being able to get it easily into the bait trays. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on our social media channels. Please go to the link below and you can download our free pest prevention calendar that's designed to keep your home safe from all pests seasonally.